Commish Nation Network. You know, that's the only place you can get news. You like that one?
I do. I like that.
You know what I do?
Say it again. Commish
Nation Network.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Something new. Something new.
Because, we have auxiliary shows, such as your show.
Right.
Okay. DFAYN, which celebrates their anniversary this week at Fishbowl Radio Network. We got them here. We got a Joe Tay. I put us all together.
Right.
A real network.
I got you. Okay.
We can't have no schools named after us, nothing like that.
Well, the school's named after you. Well, that is an honor. That is an honor.
Nothing I got, but your family obviously does.
Well, no, not my family. My father. And I was really happy to see you last week at the dedication for the Dr. Frederick Douglass Todd Senior Middle School, which was formerly known as Zumwalt, but is now known as Todd Middle School. And there were a lot of people out. They came out and they showed support and appreciation for the things that my father had done during his 47 years of school, his school professional career. And it really felt good to have something that we know will stand the test of time. I'm not going to say forever, but I know it'll be there for a long time. An achievement there for him.
Yeah, we got background on that. So yeah, I was happy to be there with you as well, man. So I appreciate that, man.
Right. Yeah, it was a lot of Todds came in from all over the country. And so we were real pleased with that. And the school and the school district, they did a great job as it relates to the program. Everybody's showing up. The hospitality was great. And I think that they have a seriousness of purpose to make sure that they meet the Todd standard as it relates to education.
I like that. You said the Todd standard.
The Todd standard.
I mean, it's not like, there's standards.
Right. Yeah, there's standards, but the Todd standard, it just wasn't, my dad, he wasn't just like, oh, okay, you graduated from high school, that's good. He was like, no, you got to go to college. And once you get your bachelor, he was like, bachelor's, that's just to be expected. You got to get your master's, you got to get your doctorate, go to professional school. He always believed that education was a cure-all for a lot of our ills.
All right.
And so that was something that he pressed forward. That was the Todd standard.
Well, Todd standard, you pay for efforts?
No, we pay for results. Always.
See, I was right there with you. Let's pass you that one right there. Pay for efforts.
I appreciate it. Nice bounce back.
Yeah, that's what it was. Boom. Right. There it is. Right. You saw how it hit the table like that?
It came right up.
Right there. Right there.
He's
supposed to be there. Right. That's it.
I ain't have to reach up for it enough.
No, that's it. We practice this again and again and again. We run this play. Do it backwards, Hey. But what is backwards is the way this country it appears to be going these days, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Everything is just it's been crazy for a long period of time. But, since our last time together, we had something that, half the nation just thinks is just monumental or just shows that the wheels are coming off, is that we had a search warrant that was executed on a former president of the United States. And when I say a search warrant, I'm talking about a criminal search warrant.
Search warrant. A criminal search. They don't search you. Okay, so some people say, well, the president came in or whatever, and he wasn't the president, wasn't he?
No, you mean at the time of the search warrant?
Yeah.
No, he's the former president.
Yeah, and see, I wish they would stop saying it, because they're saying, well, President Trump. No, he's not the president.
He's not the president. He's the former president. And on top of that, he's, in my opinion, he's shown himself to be a crook. And I think the search warrant that was executed on his home is a continuum of the type of conduct that he's exhibited over the last 5 or 6 years.
What's up with the air stuff? What's the home? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's down in Mar-a-Lago. Okay. Mar-a-Lago is actually like a hotel, villa. People can actually book time there and go there. So I guess he's got some sections of it that he uses as his residence. And, that search warrant authorized the FBI to actually go down there and to search.
So home, okay.
His home. That's what
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look Mar-a-Lago. Hey, that's what I got you over there for. Can you give me the telephone number to Mar-a-Lago? Let me see if I can book. I'm seriously. Okay.
Yeah, you can call that.
You can call that.
That might cost a lot of money.
I don't care.
They might ask for about $100,000.
I said, give me the telephone number so I can call. I didn't.
Right.
I didn't.
You ready for it?
Oh man, you gonna give me the telephone?
Yeah,
write it down, man. Yeah, right, and then slide it to me over there. I call while we off there or something like that.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is this. I kind of wanted, people seem to have a misconception of, what a search warrant is.
Yeah, what is a search warrant? I always see it on TV, a search warrant.
Right, so
that in Training Day when the Macy Gray search warrant.
Well, in Training Day, he didn't
have no search warrant.
He was a jacker.
Yeah.
But the search warrant, we on legal standpoint, we always want to do more than just pontificate. We want to educate. And so let's talk about what a search warrant is.
Okay, what's a search warrant?
A search warrant basically has its moorings in the 4th Amendment of the United States Constitution. And it
there you go, using a big word I didn't know nothing about. Moorings?
Moorings, basis.
All right. You got to remember, everybody didn't go to school like you were.
Well, I know, but okay.
But we got to.
Well, people can do context clues. But that aside, so it has its moorings in the 4th Amendment that basically says that individuals will be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. It also has some requirements as it relates to what a search warrant must entail. And when I say that, it talks about as a prerequisite to a search warrant, the individual law enforcement officer has to present what we call an affidavit to a neutral and detached magistrate or judge. With that, they have to outline what we call probable cause, which is a legal term that basically means that they have to show evidence that a person may have committed a crime or a crime was committed, and then that person may have committed a crime. If we're talking about a search warrant, what we generally are doing is they have to present evidence of a crime being committed, and also some indicia, some evidence that the elements or the indicia, contraband from the crime, evidence of the crime would be located in a particular place.
Okay, so they have to figure out there's a crime that's been committed.
Right.
And it's probably at the house, or in this case, Mar-a-Lago.
Right, at the house, things of that
or
nature.
Business or whatever you want to call it.
Because you couldn't, let's say Trump has a lot of properties, right? Mm-hmm. So they couldn't just get a search warrant that goes on and says, hey, look, we want to search every property that he has. So if he had 20 properties around the country, you just can't go to each one of the properties. You have to be able to specify in your search warrant what property you believe that this evidence is where it's located and the reasons why you feel that it's there. And the magistrate has to look at that and make a determination of whether there is sufficient probable cause for this to make sure it's not a unreasonable search or seizure.
Well, what if it's just a witch hunt?
Well, the thing is this: the magistrate is a neutral and detached individual. So that individual is making a decision based upon the law and the facts that are presented to him by the law enforcement officer.
So, I'm just asking these questions because some of our people listening there, they want me to ask these questions.
Right. Well, the thing is
because I already know,
So the magistrate acts as a buffer.
Right.
Between law enforcement and the citizens that are here in the United States.
So it ain't no politician saying let's just look for it, because that's what Trump said. He said these politicians just looking for it.
Well, the thing is this: there could be a politician saying, let's just look for it. I'm just assuming that, right? Because I'm pretty sure during the Trump administration that happened all the time. However, the magistrate is an individual.
I like the way you said that. I'm pretty sure it happened all the time.
Right, but the magistrate is an individual that serves as that buffer to try to neutralize any type of bias by looking at it and fulfilling his role as being neutral and detached. Now, a lot of times, during the Trump years, everybody would start specifying, oh, that's an Obama judge. Oh, that's a judge that was, appointed by Clinton, or he was a Reagan judge or a Trump judge. And what they would think is that based upon who appointed them, that individual had that point of view, he was just going to cut for that person no matter what. You follow what I'm saying? You follow that?
Yeah, I follow.
Okay. But the thing that we see is that a lot of times these judges, and I'm not saying there may not be judges out there that are biased, right? But what I'm also saying is that these judges generally take their positions as a neutral and detached individual very seriously. And if we look back to the after the 2020 election, a lot of those lawsuits that Trump's people filed trying to negate the 2020 election were in front of federal judges that had been appointed by Trump, who actually threw the cases out. He didn't win one time, no matter who the judge was, but a lot of times it was an individual that had been appointed by him, by Trump. He felt if I appointed you, you're supposed to cut for me. I'm supposed to win. But they're neutral and detached. That's not how it works, and that's not how it's supposed to work. And so, as we look at this, we have to look at the judiciary not as just being on one side or the other, but we also have to look at it as them being neutral and detached. Now, I know what's going to come next after that. What's going to come next is, well, how you going to say that, Mike, when we got this whole Supreme Court up here that is giving these decisions that are contrary to what the people want and what the people feel? Mm-hmm. I know that's what somebody's going to say. If I look over here, somebody probably saying probably said it. But the thing is this, and I know we're getting a little off, a little afield from the search warrant. But what I want to say about that is this, is that the Supreme Court has become politicized as a result of the actions of the Republicans. When Obama had an opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice after Scalia died, there were 9 months before the election, and the Republicans said, no, we can't do it because it's too close to an election. So they didn't give Merrick Garland an opportunity to be voted upon. They held that off. So then what we have, Trump wins, he gets to appoint someone other than Merrick Garland. And then on top of it, we have 2 other individuals who leave the court, and he appoints more people, and one of those persons was appointed within 30 days of the election while voting was ongoing. So we had hypocrisy in the position of the Republicans, and that has allowed for a political flavor to be cast upon the Supreme Court. And so I think that's an issue. But I think when we're on those lower levels, as it relates to the federal judges, the district court judges, a little less with respect to the Court of Appeal judges, I think we're going to still find people that are striving to be neutral and detached.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, I would hope so, too.
I like the way this is flowing so far, man. I mean, search warrant?
Yes, search warrant. Now, the thing is this.
Well, wait a minute. Who did a search warrant? It was like the Mar-a-Lago police?
No.
Oh.
The FBI.
Oh.
You have
the feds.
Yeah, the feds did it. But the thing is this. You can do a search warrant,
So this is they not going to do it real early in the morning because they don't normally come around like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Well, it was my understanding. Well, I've got the search warrant here.
Let's go. I got the telephone number to Mar-a-Lago too. I'm gonna call to see if I can.
Well, you know what? Somebody said that we can all contribute $10 each to raise money for you to go to Mar-a-Lago, man.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Ron Jones II.
Ron Jones the second?
Yeah, he said we're going to raise money and send you down to Mar-a-Lago.
Shoot, well.
Now, as it relates to the Trump search warrant, they said that the search warrant had to be executed before August 19th, 2022.
Okay.
And it had to be done in the daytime between 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it wasn't like they do when they running up in Pookie house, late at night.
They couldn't do that.
They couldn't do it like that. They had to wait till it was 6 in the morning.
I was just like hoping they'd wake them up.
Yeah.
Like knock on the door.
It wasn't no New Jack City search warrant. It was a presidential search warrant.
But how many times has there ever been a presidential search warrant before?
Well, to my knowledge, none.
That was a setup question.
To my knowledge, none.
Yep.
And I guess it's it's just kind of amazing when you think about that. Since there hasn't been one, maybe that's why half the country who believes in him thinks that it's political, but the other half who's looked at all of the individuals that have been crooks in his feet and in his circle, I think he's just a crook.
Fiefdom.
Yeah, he's a crook. I mean, starting back with Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Gates, the guy that was the deputy to Manafort. I believe his last name was Gates. All of them convicted. Flynn. All the people that were indicted around him, Parnas, all the people that were, connected to Stone.
In an unrelated matter.
No, it's not unrelated. It's related.
Okay.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. I mean, let's just say.
His chief financial
That's
officer.
What I was going to say.
His chief financial officer.
The one that hold the books for him.
That holds the books and has worked for the Trump organization for 40 years. Just entered a plea to 15 counts yesterday.
Man, 15 counts.
15 counts.
That's the mean looking dude. I seen him on The Apprentice.
Yeah. I mean,
I seen him.
15 counts.
Yep.
Somebody's been your boy, your right hand man for 40 years.
He's the one that probably wrote the checks to the porn stars and all like that. No, that was his other dude did that.
No, I think that was him. Wasn't he the one that wrote the checks?
No, that was the other one that went to jail for him a couple years ago.
Oh, no. I forgot about Michael Cohen.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So many of them.
Cohen did write the checks.
Yeah.
And the guy who played yesterday, is it Weisselberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote the check to reimburse Cohen.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
that's why I was confused.
Really,
That's why I was confused.
Really write the check.
Right.
So it was like third party type thing.
Right.
Okay.
Sound like a criminal enterprise.
It sounds that way. It sounds that way.
We've got an offense under Texas law called engaging in organized criminal activity.
Engaging in organized criminal activity. Man, I like it when you talk so legal, man.
Yeah. It means if at least you and two other people enter into a criminal purpose, right, to commit crime.
That's like a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's like a conspiracy, but it's a little more dangerous. If you and I and somebody else decide we're gonna go rob a bank, that's just one bank, right? Okay, that's aggravated robbery. We just robbing a bank. But if you're engaging in organized criminal activity, you and I and one other person, we have decided we're gonna do criminal stuff, right? Whether it's robbing a bank, whether it's robbing cars, whether it's selling dope, whether it's insurance fraud, whether it's making fraudulent estimates as it relates to my real estate to get benefit from it, we're just doing criminal stuff. So we've got two intents. One thing, we got an agreement we're gonna do stuff criminal, and two, we're gonna do those things that are criminal. You follow what I'm saying? It's kind of like the mafia.
Man, you getting me scared, Todd.
It's like the mafia.
You getting me scared, man.
The mafia, when you see those movies with the mafia,
yeah,
they have entered into agreement to do what? Criminal stuff. Some people are selling dope. Some people are robbing. Some people stealing furs. Some people are doing insurance fraud.
That's the word. Thus the word criminal enterprise.
That's
what it is. It's all about business. All about business. Speaking of business, let me make this phone call right quick. Let's see. Hold on a second.
Oh, you calling Mar-a-Lago?
Thank you for calling Security Post 1.
What? Is this number?
Ed is calling Mar-a-Lago.
See if this works. You didn't give me no fake number, did you? You can't get no number here. Can't get an answer here. They must know it was us. They got us blocked again, man.
They got you blocked, man. They knew you.
They knew I was calling, man. They watching the red.
Right.
Watching the phone. They gonna whatever you do, don't answer the phone. We'll be right after this break, man. Play some music, man.
Hi, my name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors. If you find yourself in the market to buy, sell, lease, or maybe you want to be a part of this hot real estate market by investing, just give my team of professionals and I a call at 214-675-9572. Again, that's 214-675-9572. Or you can email me at gtodd88@yahoo.com. With me, it's all about you.
Do you love reading books? Then make sure you come out to the 17th Annual Tulasoma South Dallas Book Fair on August 20th from noon to 4 p.m. at the African American Museum located at 3536 Grand Avenue in Dallas. This is a free event with author presentations, open mic poetry, performances, book signings, kids activities, and more. For more information, please visit tulasomabookfair.org or call 214-565-9026.
All right, back again. Commish Radio Show, Legal Standpoint with Michael Todd. You just heard a Tulasama drop. They are finishing up right now as we speak. I was the moderator for the Writers Roundtable. Great presentation of authors that were there. Go online and look at who was there. We had Rosalind Story there. Joaquin was there. And we also had Carolyn Boston Weatherford, her son Jeffrey Boston Weatherford, and Nancy Turner. A great list of outstanding authors that were there. And, you know, while we were on break, I tried again to call unsuccessfully the Mar-a-Lago hotline because I wanted to go ahead and go to Mar-a-Lago. I think they probably have some openings there.
You know what? I'm just sitting here thinking about that.
But
And even though we've had people say that they would contribute money so you could go to Mar-a-Lago, in good conscience, I couldn't even promote that.
You can't promote me going to Mar-a-Lago.
I can't promote anybody using their money as a contribution or whatever to be spent down in Mar-a-Lago.
I won't stay long.
Well, I don't want you. You shouldn't stay at all.
Okay.
When are you gonna go? If you want to go, you don't need any money there. You just stand outside and protest.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you do that. So if you get any money as contribution, you can only use it for airfare.
You know what they should do is they should go ahead and run the cash. What's the cash app now for the show now? Great Vision 2020 with that $sign. Go ahead and do that, man. Go ahead and put that one on there. So, hey, you know, that way we can keep this show going on because I'm pretty sure if I call Mar-a-Lago again, they're probably going to put a trace on the phone or something like that.
You know what? They may show up in the studio before we even leave.
Why you talk me into doing that, Gabe? Don't throw it on Gabe, man. Why you talk me into doing that, man? It was a conspiracy. 2 people. All right, man.
But the thing is this, I kind of want to make sure that everybody understands the nuts and bolts of these search warrants, right?
Okay.
And I know it seems like it's a mundane type subject matter, but it's really kind of interesting. Because you've heard a lot of stuff. And if you don't really understand how it works, you get confused. Now, initially, as I stated, a law enforcement officer has to go to a judge and submit an application for a search warrant, right? That's usually in the form of an affidavit. And that affidavit is what spells out the who, what, when, where, and why we want to do this. The judge then looks at it and makes a determination, and if he or she decides that that probable cause is present, they will sign a search warrant, which is a separate document from the probable cause affidavit. So then that search warrant will spell out where they're supposed to go. The search warrant will then also say what they're looking for. And that's usually what's served upon the individual that's the target of the search.
Okay, now let me ask you this, Counselor. Just suppose they were looking for something that's listed on the search warrant that we are told they haven't released what was on it yet. Yeah.
Well, they have. I was going to get to that. They have filed a return, and the return basically is a document that spells out what they found that they have been responsive to the search warrant.
Okay.
So it gives you a list of those things that have been seized.
So if they see something that they weren't supposed to seize.
Okay, well, the thing is this. It's kind of like, it's a situation where...
They say they got boxes of stuff. I mean,
right.
Perhaps he keep his room messy and stuff.
Right.
Put, stuff like codes to the nuclear arms over there with his stash of whatever magazines he has.
Okay, well, let's look at it like this. And we can talk about the Mar-a-Lago situation, but also we can just talk about what happens every day.
Okay.
All right? Let's say that someone gets a search warrant where they think somebody, and when I say somebody, I mean a body. Let's say they think a body is buried somewhere, right? Or they think it's hidden in some house. Mm-hmm. And they go and they get a search warrant for us to go look at that house, right? Mm-hmm. So while they're looking for the body that's there, right, because that's what the search warrant has authorized them to do, let's say they walk in and they see 50 kilos of cocaine sitting up in the corner.
They can't do nothing about that.
Well, they can do something about that because it's out in plain view.
Ah.
You follow me? And so even though they're looking for a body, then they can't, they can take those things that are in plain view.
So what if you had the 50,000 kilos underneath the mattress?
Well, the thing is this. The question then will become fact determinative. If they were under the mattress and you flip the mattress thinking that the body may be under there, then they would be there, right?
Gabe, you learn anything new from all this?
Now, the opposite is this. Let's say they're supposed to be looking for a body, and then they look in a drawer and they find somebody has pictures of child pornography, right? Well, then the inquiry would be, why were you looking in the drawer? Because a body's not going to fit in the drawer. You follow what I'm saying? So what you're looking for can have limitations as it relates to what you can search for.
I'm looking in your deep freezer because it could be a body.
It could be a body, right? But why am I looking in the microwave? Ain't nobody in the microwave. You follow me? So it could be fact determinative as it relates to. But after they do this search, they then do a return back to the judge. All right. Now, in federal court, what you heard, you remember everybody was like, hey, you need to release this Garland, Merrick Garland. You've done everything wrong. This is politicized, things of that nature. And so they said, you need to release this. And what Merrick Garland initially did is he filed a motion asking the court that he wanted to unseal the search warrant and the return. You remember, that's what he said, the search warrant and the return. Now, I told you.
What I was looking for and what we found.
Right. What I was looking for and what we found, right? Now, a lot of times in federal cases, right, the affidavit, and to see, as a defense attorney and as the person who's the target of that, it's not really the search warrant that I want. I mean, I can glean some information from that.
You want to know what you got?
I also want to know what they took, right? But that's not really what I want.
What you want?
What I really want is the affidavit.
Oh.
Because I need to know not what you're looking for, but why you looking for it. You follow what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Now, if it was in Texas state law, if it was a Texas case, what happens when that judge is presented with that affidavit and he signs off on it, under Texas law, he is required to keep a copy of that affidavit. And I, as the defense attorney, can go in and get a copy of the affidavit to be able to look at it and see why are they doing this search of me. Now, under Texas law, they could ask for a 30-day seal on it if they said it would compromise their investigation. They have to ask for that, right, if that's what it's going to be. And they can get another extension of 30 days, right? So they could get a 60-day extension as it relates to keeping it away from me, right? So I wouldn't be able to tell my client what it is.
Why for 60 days?
Well, because number one, we have a right to be able to see what the application was, right? So the thing is that it can't just be forever. So under Texas law, they have to ask for 30 first, right? And then if they have requested secrecy for 30, then they can get an extension for 30. But of course, that would have to go back before the judge also. And what we do is we have competing interests. My interest in knowing why y'all targeting me versus their interest of trying to protect the investigation is being conducted. So the judge would have to weigh the pros and cons of each position in making a decision. Now that's under Texas state law. Under federal law, like what Trump is dealing with, generally, those search warrants affidavits are not going to be received unless the investigation is kind of over with. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to protect their investigation.
Oh, so this is already over with almost.
No, because the application is still, the affidavit is still, right, is still sealed. They only released the search warrant and the return. Now, you had a big hearing just yesterday where the media was saying, we want the application, we want the affidavit, we want to know why.
You don't need to know why.
Well, but the thing is this, the judge said that he was going to allow the DOJ to do to present to him a redacted affidavit, and he'll make a determination of what, if anything, can be released to the media.
So did they do that already?
No, they have about 2 weeks to do the redaction. So they'll be able to look at it. And the things they're going to be looking at, they're going to be looking at, number one, is it any information that's going to compromise our investigation? Is there any information that's going to compromise national security? Those type things. Is it anything that's going to compromise the protection or the identity of individuals that are assisting in the investigation? Those are the type of things that they're looking. Now, I've seen redacted things before. Man, you can get a 20-page report that's been redacted, and it'll be, after all the redactions are taken into account,
You have nothing.
You got 3 paragraphs. You don't know what's going on. It could just be blank all the way, which I anticipate is going to ultimately happen in this case. Mm-hmm. If they release anything. Because I think the whole we know from the return that classified information was recovered. And so that being the case, now just think about that, Ed.
Yeah, I am thinking about it. That's the reason why I'm trying to call them up right now. You won't let me call them up.
Well, because I don't want them to come in on me, man. I'm already saying a few things.
You are.
Saying a few things. I called a man a crook about 5 times. But if I can't call a crook, then, I mean...
You crooked.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah,
I should be able to do that. Yeah. I got a basis for it,
Your moorings.
Yeah.
Your moorings. I was paying attention, counselor.
Yeah, but the thing is that...
When you could calling me out on there like, you get me? Oh, yeah, I did jump right in with you, man.
Yeah, but the thing is this. I mean, it's going to be really interesting, as it relates to this whole... This search warrant is really interesting. It really is. And I think it's going to have some real profound information, And when you just think about it, think about this, Ed. You are sitting at the crib with a box, right, at a hotel.
Like 16, 17 boxes of this.
Right.
Yeah.
At a hotel. Now, how many times we've seen Mission Impossible and stuff where somebody came in, opened up the door, came in, took pictures of stuff, and then just left out.
Yeah.
You know, and they said that, hey, look, because we've got this, you know, this top secret information that's only supposed to be viewed in a skiff. You know what a skiff is?
No.
It's a I can't remember the acronym, but what it boils down to is this: to look at these things, you have to be in a certain room that has been supported or that has been built out for secrecy. You know, to make sure that nobody can get into it, that people cannot penetrate it with you know, by spy type methods. And
so like this studio right here, right?
No, not like no, this is more like Mar-a-Lago. But the thing is, so these things are supposed to be read in a skiff, and it's a situation where the dude just has them just sitting all around.
Yeah, they showed a couple of pictures several years back where he was entertaining some dignitary, and they had paperwork that was on the table and everything.
Right. That was top secret.
That was top secret.
Wait a minute, not only on the table, but it was like in the restaurant.
Right, people were
people just walking by.
You dropped this.
Yeah,
top secret.
Yeah.
You may need that one.
You know, who knows? Somebody just walks by. I mean, the dude seemed like he was a security risk everywhere he went. The same guy, you remember when he had the meeting with the Russians that time? He pulled out a map and started showing them stuff that Israel then started protesting about because they thought it would show the manner and means of the spying that they were doing. I mean, this guy is, but you know what? Half the country,
they love him.
Half the country is so upset that they now want to do what?
Protest.
Defund the FBI.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute, where did we hear that before? That defunding the police is wrong, and, you know, you must be woke to be, you know, want to defund the police, but now they want to defund the FBI.
That's why I've been tweeting. If you follow my tweets, EdGray1906 on Twitter, that's a shameless plug for my Twitter. I've been saying I support the FBI. I mean, don't defund the FBI. I'm on your side here.
You say what now?
I'm on the FBI side.
You on the FBI side?
Yeah, FBI side, yeah.
Well, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and say that the FBI hadn't done things over.
No, I'm doing this
time.
strategically.
Yeah.
Strategically, because, you know, it's like this. What does Donald Trump and the Black Panther Party have in common?
They've been persecuted by the FBI.
They've been raided by the FBI.
They've been raided by the FBI. Yeah.
Persecution. That's just one man's story, you know.
Yeah.
Can't say that, you know. But they've been raided by the FBI.
But the thing is this. You have congresspersons. You have these Republican talking heads. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar. What's the clown dude's name down in Florida with the crazy cut, looked like Eddie Monster? What's his name? The one that's under investigation for sex assault of a child.
No.
Well, what's his name?
I don't know that.
You know his name.
I don't know who it is. This time you got me this time.
No, his name starts with a G. I can't remember the boy's name.
I can't remember his name.
Right.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, Louis Gohmert out of Tyler.
Louis Goober, is that what I call him?
Yeah. You know he's retiring.
Yeah, but he was running for Attorney General. Now he's retiring.
Yeah, he's retiring from Congress.
And now what he's going to be doing now?
Probably just going around acting a fool.
He's already doing that, but what is he going to be doing once he retires?
I'm not. He's just retired. See, he didn't run for his congressional position.
Yeah, because he's running for
Attorney General.
And speaking of running for Attorney General, Ken Paxton and 45 are hanging out now too, raising a whole bunch of money.
Oh, today?
Well, they've been doing it all.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. Well, you know what? We as Texans, we got to make a decision if we want a crook as our Attorney General.
Well, we've already done that. He's been elected. We're just trying to decide whether or not we want to re-elect him.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, it's amazing for somebody to be the Attorney General while they're under indictment, under investigation.
And the president wants to put him back in there. He wants to put somebody that's under indictment back in office. Normally, presidents run away from that kind of thing.
Right, yeah. And let's not forget, he's also subject to a bar investigation based upon him filing that worthless lawsuit against the other states trying to overturn the election. I mean, the man has shown nothing to say that he has any principled. You know, earlier I talked about those Trump judges who looked at things and made the balls and, you know, had called the balls and the strikes, right? Trying to be neutral and detached. This person has shown he is nothing but a partisan individual.
Wasn't he at the January 6th insurrection? He gave a speech or something there.
I don't remember if he was there or not.
I ain't say he was breaking in, but I think he gave a speech.
He may have. I'm not sure. It wouldn't. You know, I couldn't go say that he wasn't based upon his past.
But we also know we don't trust him with money, though, right?
Right. No.
I mean, because he's under what, securities and
security fraud or something of that nature. And you know, I can't.
He could get a job now working for the Trump firm.
Oh yeah, because you know
CFO's
what?
Gone.
Yeah. The CFO's gone,
Yeah.
and he can fit right in with their culture of criminality.
Culture of criminality.
Yeah. So that'd probably be a good place for him.
I'm gonna use that next week. I got to figure out where I'm gonna use that at.
What, culture of criminality?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
You know, that one just kind of came off the top of my head there.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I like that.
It's good. You ought to go to law school.
You know what? I did. Yeah, I did.
I know.
I did.
Always showing off.
Yeah. But so what do you think about this whole defund the FBI, man?
Man, I think that what's that deal about the spade calling what?
The kettle black.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, because this is a whole deal. It seemed like white America sit there, and when we said something about defunding the police because of the police being oppressive in our neighborhood and killing people, they said, well, you overreacting. In this particular case, nobody was killed. This was a search warrant.
Right.
A search warrant, which is a legal instrument.
Right.
And this time they're talking about defunding the police, which is a federal agency. Are you going to defund the police? Not defund the police, defund the FBI?
The FBI.
You're going to defund the FBI. And then the other deal is the director of the FBI, if they want to talk about who's a appointee, that is a Trump appointee.
And you know what? I was just about to say that. He's a Trump appointee. And if you go back, they're trying to say, oh, it's been this political persecution. But everybody starting from 2016, you know, all the people, Roger Stone, Flynn, all of those people were prosecuted under the Trump administration. Not some Democrats that was after them or whatever. Those were people who said, hey, look, I might be Republican, but I'm calling balls and strikes, and they have done wrong.
Well, we got to keep it going like that.
We have to keep it going, but the thing is, the only way we can keep it going that way is that we have to keep these crazies out of office. These people who act like Arizona, they've got 3 total people from the governor, the Secretary of State, and the Attorney General. They're all election deniers. I mean, one guy's a 3%er. This guy is a part of the militia group that was rolling up into the Capitol. And he's running to be Secretary of State to be over the elections.
What are the chances of him getting in there?
Well, the thing is this: he's got strong support. I saw a poll just a couple of days ago on his race, and he was only behind 3 or 4 points.
That's within the margin of error.
That's within the margin of error. They're sitting up here trying to pass all these laws.
And then if he loses by 2 percentage points, they'll say, hey, look.
Oh, it was fraud. And then everything will get jumped off.
There they go again.
Yeah. But you know what? Ed?
What's that?
What if Trump gets indicted?
Oh, they gonna
dude.
There's gonna be more people rolling up on the FBI like they did.
Like in Cincinnati. Yeah, folks. Hey, we gotta stay steadfast. These people are going crazy. The day after, because we know a lot of people get caught up in their day-to-day jobs and they don't follow stuff like you do, Ed. But the day after,
Yeah, that's because I just sit at the house just.
yeah, I know. Well, you retired now, so you can afford to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you know. But the thing is that was it a day or a couple of days after the raid or the search warrant on Mar-a-Lago that the guy ran up in the FBI office in Cincinnati with an AR-15 and a nail gun. This dude's been watching Lethal Weapon, right? So he got his nail gun and he's got an AR-15. Up there trying to shoot the FBI. And he not alone. These people going crazy. We better remember Frederick Douglass.
What do you mean by Frederick Douglass?
We got to protect the ballot box. You got to protect the jury box. And you got to make sure you maintain your bullet box.
Did he say that for real?
He sure did.
That's kind of radical, man. Wasn't Frederick Douglass a Republican?
I believe he was.
Man, he wasn't part of this Republican Party, though.
Well, you know what? That's one thing. To me, the label is a label. It depends on what you are, right? And when I say what you are, I'm talking about...
I'm just saying, they always claim them, but I'm just saying the reality of it is Frederick Douglass wouldn't be part of them now. And the reality of it is Frederick Douglass is right. Because what he's saying, there's some dangerous fools out here.
And they are dangerous, man. They are dangerous.
And I'm just saying that is foolish to do that.
And the thing is this. You're sitting here, and you have to sit here, and you have to make a determination. And when I say you have to make a determination, I'm talking about Merrick Garland as the Attorney General of our country, right? He has to make a determination. Do I go where the facts and the law takes me, or do I have to sit up and take into consideration the political fallout that could lead to disunion of this country?
Union's already the way it is. Let's go ahead and let you have the final word. We got to bail up out of here, man, because I'm gonna call this number one. Okay, I won't call it.
No, you know what? I think we do have to go, man, because I hear some sirens outside.
Oh, we gotta go.
I hear some sirens, man.
Yeah,
and you know what?
And we all know who did it.
Hey, when they come in here, I want to be in the other room.
I'm gonna be in a skiff room, and I'm gonna tell them it was Gabe who did it.
Hey, we need you to destroy the tape right now. Oh, wait a minute. Is that obstruction?
Yeah. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the Commish Radio Show and
Legal Standpoint with Michael J. Todd.
And we just got through telling you about the search warrants and Mar-a-Lago, and I have the telephone number right here. And hey, hopefully you told me not to call him back. No,
don't call him back. Don't call him back. Hey, just let them stew in their own.
Okay, let them stew in their own.
Right.
We'll see you guys back next week and let you guys hang out with us next month when Michael Todd will be back again.
You know what? Why do you hurt me like this, man? I got to go to the Godfather. Why do you hurt me?
What I do, man?
Michael J. Todd, man. How many times I got to say that?
Michael J. Todd.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Just because the brother got one more degree than me. All right, man. We'll see y'all back next week.
All right.
Take care.
Hey, everybody, have a good day.
Hi, my name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors. If you find yourself in the market to buy, sell, lease, or maybe you want to be a part of this hot real estate market by investing, just give my team of professionals and I a call at 214-675-9572. Again, that's 214-675-9572. Or you can email me at gtodd88@yahoo.com. With me, it's all about you.
Who was that masked man? You mean you don't know? That was no masked man. That was the Commish. Saturdays from 5 to 6 p.m. on the Fishbowl Radio Network.
Hi, this is Howard Scott from The Howard Scott Show, coming to you from beautiful Arlington, Texas on Fishbowl Radio. You can catch me every Wednesday from 6 to 7, and we play all this war music, and you get to hear some of the songs that I wrote when I was in the band War, how I created the songs, the stories behind it, and we start off with the blues. You have a good time talking to me, so tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 7 and catch The Howard Scott Show. We have a whole lot of fun on Fishbowl Radio. Jump in! Hey, you know, whenever I want good Cajun food, I go to Thibodeau's, located at 107 North Cedar Ridge in Duncanville, Texas. They're really hot, just like the Commish radio show and Thibodeau's. Hot as this gumbo. We will see you later at Thibodeau's.